We're back. You're back. Thanks, regulars. Like a dog returns to its vomit, so the regulars return to the podcast.
Here's a little biblical reference for you.
That's right.
Do you know what's the reference for that?
Oh, it's a proverb.
It's in Proverbs.
Proverbs 26:11.
26:11. Yeah, I love that. Well, I think that's the Bible verse of appointment only.
It's certainly the Bible verse of this episode.
All of you regulars just return
all you
to your
dogs,
own puke.
All you dogs just slurping up your puke.
Who let the dogs out? Remember that song?
Yeah, I remember that song.
Sweet.
That song rocked.
That song was so sweet. That was a good one to request at the roller rink.
Yes. Hey, All-Star. Smash Mouth.
Oh.
Where it's like, I remember being however old we were.
Season appropriate. Smashing Pumpkins, right?
No, Smash Mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was Smashing Pumpkins.
No.
Okay,
no.
never mind.
All-Star was by Smash Mouth. And I just remember certain songs is like, this song just absolutely slams.
Some songs define a generation, and I think All-Star.
Hey, you're an all-star.
You're a rock star.
Rock star. Go.
Get your game. No, yeah.
Hey, dogs, it's appointment only. It's time to
Slurp up your vomit.
Get that vomit slurped up. Hey,
Nice. All right. Well, maybe we're about to change our theme song, I think. All that glitters is gold. Nice. That's what we call a tasty harmony.
The unfortunate thing for me is I don't know any words to any songs.
Oh, I'm the king of the watermelon.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
I know this song. I'm just gonna mouth watermelon.
You know what's a good hack to do is you just hum it. That's what I do.
You know what was such a power move growing up? This is one of my favorite memories of high school choir. We sang
What
this,
a cool guy. This guy was in high school choir. So cool.
Yeah, so
cool guy alert.
We sang this song. It was that like Mexican food song.
Oh my gosh, chili con carne.
Chili con carne. And for whatever reason, we were like supposed to practice it in our off time and nobody did.
Well, why would you practice a song in your off time?
Like, what are you going to do? Like stand in your room and be like, chili con carne, chili con carne. Uh-huh.
Take some ripe and fresh tomatoes.
But our choir director
with oil.
Our choir director, Mr. Haugen, I know you're listening.
Listening.
I know you're a regular. Shout out Mr. Haugen, but he knew nobody practiced this song. We had a choir concert.
Well, he told us, you're singing this at the choir concert, so you better practice.
And we didn't. And
he wasn't bluffing.
He knew it. And he gets up there and he just looks at the choir and he kind of gives this face of like, okay, like, here you go.
You ready to cook up some chili?
Yeah. And he raises his hands and he just kind of lets his hands go. And then he takes a step back, crosses his arms, and just watches us. And all of us are like, and the tortillas.
Bum, bum. Because that was the bit. Bada bum, bum, bum.
Give me some salsa. I'll take some extra rice and chicken.
Chopping the onions, putting them in with the carrots to soften
eventually
them up.
the song just kind
tasty.
of petered out.
Of course it did.
And he turns around to the audience, holds his hands up like, here you go. Hope you enjoyed the song.
That's your cardinal choir, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're hungry.
It's such a power move. And I mean, the cojones it must have taken for him to not have just gone like, let's just go into the back pocket and do something we know we're good at. Right. He's like, I'm going to show you that when I say to do something, I mean it. You better do it, because it was so embarrassing.
It was mortifying.
It was mortifying.
But not embarrassing enough where we actually wanted to learn the song.
Oh man, what were we even?
That's
talking
a good
about?
anecdote. That's a good anecdote. Well, we're just getting to know each other, and here's the deal with today is we're gonna cash it up a little bit. I'm looking forward to today's episode because we're gonna get to know one another a little bit better, and we're gonna hit on some questions that people ask us a lot, and there are gonna be some business nuggets woven in. I hate that. I don't know why I just said nuggets.
Nuggets.
Yeah. Sorry.
Some business nugs.
Yeah, let's not do that. Some business insights woven throughout.
There we go.
We're going to talk about that a little bit. But really, this is just going to be a little cash, a little chill. Because, podcasters, they're just like us.
They're just like us. They love chili con carne.
I've yet to eat chili, make chili, where I haven't thought about that horrible memory.
Power move.
Some regulars listening were in that Cardinal choir with us. And
they
also,
know exactly what we were talking about.
You remember the feeling.
And you didn't know the song either.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
We could have used our captains in the section to really lead us home on that.
I was never a captain.
No, me neither.
I do remember the ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. It was one of those, here's something about me. I don't love a cappella.
What about like really good a cappella? Like they had those entire like...
Go Fish.
Go Fish.
You're my little girl. You're the one that I created. No one in this world
could ever be like you. When you're crying in the night, all you need to do is call me. I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're my little girl. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that is enough. That is enough. That is enough. And you wonder why I don't like a cappella.
And you wonder why we have 0 friends.
I am so terribly sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize on behalf of myself.
And just like that, we have an explicit rating on this episode.
Usually when I'm getting to know somebody, my first question is, what's your favorite Go Fish song? If it's not You're My Little Girl, we're not going to be friends.
Here's one we get all the time. Here's a question. Who's more competitive?
Me.
Yeah, I know.
Next. No, I am definitely the more competitive twin. And here's something that I think is interesting. I don't know if I heard somebody
I love when people say that. This is interesting.
No, I said, here's something I think is interesting.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I love when someone say, here's an interesting fact. I want to say, why don't you just tell me and I'll tell you if it's
let me be the judge.
You don't get to tell me if this is interesting to me.
Fun fact. Well, we'll see about that.
We'll see how fun it actually is. So why don't you continue?
I think business scratches my competitive itch.
Okay.
Where I'm not involved in like men's league sports or anything like that, but I do think that business like scratches that competitiveness in me where I feel satisfied with it. My kids play sports and I'm certainly among the more competitive of the parents in the crowd. But I do think that there's an element of I'm a very competitive person and I feel like I get that out of my system just being an entrepreneur.
Because it's cutthroat or?
Yeah, because you're always working on something and
you
you're
have goals,
always,
you're trying
you
to
have
reach.
goals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you're you have competitors, obviously. And you want to crush them. You want to crush the competition.
Crush their skulls.
Yeah, put your foot on their throat.
Yikes.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think being twins makes us better business partners or worse business partners?
What do you think?
I asked you.
Well, okay. I think being twins makes us different business partners where we don't have the ability. I mean, so many business partnerships fail. And they fail often, it's usually because of finances in some way, shape, or form. But we don't have the ability as twins to like disconnect from what the other is feeling. So I think it makes us definitely more in tune with one another.
Mm-hmm.
But it also doesn't allow us to separate it all, if that makes sense.
Okay. I was just going to say, yes, I think it makes us better.
But I do think it makes us better because we have that built-in trust, which often is another reason why business partnerships don't work, because somebody is doing something untrustworthy, financially driven. We're able to have conversations that I think other business partners can't have or won't have. And there's just a mutual love and respect for one another that we have that oftentimes has to be like earned among other people.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think if this isn't to say that those of you who aren't a twin are at a disadvantage, because that's not true. Because I mean, just on a base level, when you're a business partner, you have 2 mortgages to pay and 2 lifestyles to pay for.
You have to make twice the money.
You got to make twice as much. So I don't think that it's necessarily all positive to have a business partner. But one thing that being twins has allowed us to do is because we're similar in many ways and we are able to be synergistic in the way that we work, where we're able to feed off of each other, we can accomplish things together that other people can't do. And not to mention the natural, marketing that it lends itself to. And just overall, I think there's just an interest element in our business being, the fact that it's a visual business and there's 2 of us and we have a unique look. So I do think overall, all things considered, it ends up being a real benefit that we're twins. But I think that we would probably be experiencing some of these similar things if we were just regular old brothers too. But I think the twins thing is just interesting.
It is interesting.
I think it's just, I do think it's a benefit.
And I think we understand, we understand sharing at a totally different level than most people without a twin understand it. Like there's just a certain level of sharing things growing up, whether it's a birthday, whether it's a room, whether it's a car, whatever it is, that is just part of what our life is all about. That it doesn't matter if you have other siblings, you don't understand the idea of sharing something in the same way. So like I've never once wished I owned more than 50% of our company. It's just been, it is what it is. As twins, I feel like many of the questions that people have for us are just in relation to being twins.
Yeah.
Growing up as a twin, what would you say was a time where you identified, or looking back, you can identify like that was us being entrepreneurs? Or maybe there wasn't anything and it
there were a
started
lot.
later.
There were a lot. The first one that I can remember is the snow fair.
The snow fair,
the infamous snow fair. So we were always very creative, and I don't even remember how old we were. I want to say it was 2nd grade, maybe.
We were also those weird people who would like put on plays and things.
We were very creative. Listen, I've said this before to my mom and to our friends that if TikTok was around when we were growing up, we would be TikTok stars.
We'd be stars.
We had no outlet. We actually, here's another way that we were entrepreneurial, and this actually relates directly to the podcast. We had a radio show when we were in 9th grade.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was called Is It Tasty?
Is it tasty? So as weird as the name is, that's exactly what it was. It was on the local, not to brag, this was the local Christian radio station. Alternative, the Buzz.
A lot of earbuds listening to that.
Yeah. And it was this stupid show where I don't remember if we came up with the ideas or if it was the listeners that would say, hey, make them try this, but we would try all sorts of crazy foods. I remember we tried that horrible thing from Australia, whatever it was called. There's like that spread. You know what it is?
Oh, yeah.
I'll think of it in a second, but we tried that. I mean, I remember it was like, eat an onion like an apple. So that's what we did.
That was brutal.
I tasted onion for about a week after that. But it was just a stupid thing where I remember one time we ate, wasn't it like a cleaning product? It was really bad. We shouldn't have done it.
It was not
my mom was not involved. Otherwise she would have put the kibosh on that. I remember sometimes we had to come up with it because we would be rummaging through the cabinets, and bouillon cubes was one of them. I remember we'd be rummaging through the cabinets, and I think there was one time where I had something. My mom's like, you cannot eat that. You're going to die. So close call. But that was one of the entrepreneurial things. The snow fair though was we were just coming up with some fun things. We made flyers. We put them in all the neighbors' mailboxes for this snow fair that we were putting on. And I don't know what we were thinking. The idea was that we were going to have a carnival in our backyard, and we were inviting all these people. We had sent out, I don't even know how we did it because this was obviously before social media. We had enlisted the help of our friends' moms to make treats for the snow fair.
And bring like prizes.
And bring them. And we had prize donations. And we didn't even have a snow fair. We thought we were going to do it, and I remember it was just going to be some random day after school.
One of the rides was we thought we were going to hook up our dog to a sled, and the dog was going to run around and go over jumps.
Well, it was inspired by the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
So that was our inspiration. So we're like, we can do that.
We can do that.
We can do that with our dog Bissell.
I remember our mom always tells us she came home to a couple of frantic answering machine messages of parents who were like, hey, sorry, I'm running late. The special K bars are taking a little longer than they were supposed to. I'll bring them over as soon as they're ready. And we came home from school. She's like, what did you guys do?
What is going on, guys?
Snow fair.
So she ended up calling some friends and bringing them over, and we like ate all the treats, I guess. But it was looking
we
back.
had people at the snow fair.
No, we didn't.
I mean, we didn't have a lot.
Like neighbors.
Yeah, neighbors. And
I don't know what our plan was. I don't know if we thought it was going to be a big draw.
There was a really big homeschool family we grew up with, and I think my mom called them.
She did.
To have them bring all the kids over.
Bring them all over. Yeah.
Bring them
Every
all.
single one of them. Load up that 15-passenger van, and you guys get on over.
Bring your appetites.
Bring your appetites, boys. Get your glasses. Girls, throw that hair in a braid and get over here.
Get over here.
Get over here to the snow fair. So that was one of the very first entrepreneurial things we ever did.
Yeah,
It was a big success, in case you were curious.
Snow Fair 2.0. Mark your calendars.
Sometimes when we're doing things, we're like, this is a little bit like the snow fair.
This is Snow Fair for sure.
When we were starting the podcast, it was like, is this a snow fair? Is this just another snow fair, but we're 37 years old?
It feels a little bit like
you know what?
Fair.
Only missing special K bars.
Yeah, if we could get one of our friends' parents to make those special K bars and bring them over, that would be great.
I've noticed that it's important, because I don't have hobbies, to find like outlets for like relaxation. Because as we mentioned in a previous episode, Susan gets worked up.
Susan is worked up. Just high-strung woman, powerful woman.
She's a boss.
Power hungry woman.
Yeah.
She's starving for power.
She is a
Insatiable
nightmare
for power.
Yeah, she is like the absolute worst type of TV character.
Susan is not invited to anything I'm participating in anytime soon.
So what's something that you found is helpful for you to like unwind or to get your mind off work?
Well, I'm boring. I love going on walks. I know that is going to rock all of you regulars out there. That is going to rock your world.
It's going to walk your world.
I love me a good walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love watching TV, as stupid as that sounds. That's what I do. It's if I don't have, oftentimes my evenings are spent driving the kids here and there and doing those things.
Are you able to do you find that relaxing, or is that not?
No, it's not relaxing.
Do you listen to appointment only or anything in the car?
Yeah, appointment only is always queued up. Oh yeah. It's the only thing I listen to.
But seriously though, what do you listen to when you're walking or when you're in the car?
It depends on what I'm into. Often it's a business related book or podcast. If I'm into a show, I will watch that.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
In a little bit later. We'll talk about recommendations and all that. But walking, that's what you got?
Yeah, as boring as that is, and if I'm out of town, like places I find myself now are oftentimes we will go out of state for kids sports,
mm-hmm.
and I always look forward to that because I love a hotel. I just love it. It doesn't matter if it's nice, if it's not nice. I love checking into a hotel, and it would matter to me. I love exploring an area that I'm not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I love my walking trails near my house, I really love being in a city I'm not that familiar with and just walking around.
Yeah.
What about you? What gets you going? What gets you relaxed?
Well, walking, same. I totally agree with you. And I even bought a treadmill this past winter and put it in my basement because I was like, I'm going crazy. And I need to walk. So that's super important. It's nice to do the self-care every once in a while. I actually just got a facial over the weekend because Madeline booked it. She didn't want to go. So I was like, I'll go.
Dibs.
I got it. Those are really relaxing as long as the person doesn't want to chat, which she didn't. She was great.
You know who always wants to chat?
No.
The people at Jersey Mike's. I think
is that what you do to relax? You go to Jersey Mike's,
just hang with the fellas.
Hey guys, you ready for Mike's Way?
Yeah, we're gonna have it Mike's Way.
Yeah, all right.
Where's Mike? Is there any other way? Am I right?
What is Mike's Way?
Mike's Way is like the oil, lettuce. I think some different spices. But
wait, so Mike's Way is oil and lettuce?
No,
is that what all the hype's about? Just a little bit of oil and lettuce?
Mike's Way it's a number of other things, but the people at Jersey Mike's are always like, "What do you got going on for the rest of the day?"
I hate that.
And and I know that they're told to say that, just like at Chick-fil-A, they're told to say "my pleasure" instead of "you're welcome."
Oh, I've never noticed that.
My pleasure.
Or when they say, "Oh, you're not a customer, you're a guest."
Right. But at Jersey Mike's, I know that they're instructed to ask what you have going on for the rest of the day.
I wish they wouldn't.
Me too, because I'm always like, nothing. And then that's the end of the conversation. Like they don't have anything queued up.
Well, and also, if you're at Jersey Mike's, that probably is your whole plan.
It is my plan.
This is as exciting as it's going to get.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to eat it Mike's way.
Give it to me Mike's way and I'm out of here.
And I'm moving on, baby.
You know what is worse even than that, though, is when you end up going to a restaurant and they have a bathroom attendant.
Oh, I hate bathroom. I don't hate bathroom attendants as much as you hate bathroom attendants.
I cannot stand it. I can grab my own.
Hey, you want a paper? Here you go.
I can grab my own paper towel. I can pump my own soap. Thank you very much.
That's a very high-end establishment thing. And I feel like going there and
I feel like not necessarily. I think generally, yeah, but sometimes you go someplace. You know where they used to have a bathroom attendant was at the Public House in Chicago. That dumpy, horrible dive bar. Or it wasn't a dive bar, but it was like this stupid big restaurant that would turn into like a nightclub at night. They had a bathroom attendant there. And I remember I'd be so thrown off because I'm not bringing necessarily my wallet to the bathroom. Now they have, it's no problem. You don't have cash. I have Venmo.
Yeah, I have QR code.
It's like, my phone's at the table. And also, do I really have to pay you to?
Yeah, you gave me a paper towel.
To turn the faucet on? Like, what? But I cannot stand bathroom attendants. I just find it to be totally unnecessary. And
they're always in the way.
They're always in the way. Oh, do you want a mint? And like, no, I'm in the middle of my meal. And also, we're tipping for everything these days. I don't want to have to tip to wash my hands at a restaurant.
Just a few questions for you before you go outside.
Yeah, you having a good day? Okay, well, enjoy. And
what you got going on later?
How hot would you like the water? You like it lukewarm? You got it? Here's a couple questions for you. After you wash your hands, why don't you touch this dirty iPad in the bathroom? No, thank you. This is a good question, though. And it's in line with bathroom attendants.
Okay.
Do you like going number one or number two? No, just kidding. The question is, what's something small that you spend money on that feels like a luxury to you? Don't you think that's a good question?
I do think that that's a good question. And does it actually have to be a luxury, or is it something?
No, that's the whole idea.
Okay.
It's what's like a small thing that you do or that you spend money on that feels like a luxury. It doesn't have to be luxurious. Like they're not saying like what's something small, like, oh, every time I buy diamonds, that feels like luxury. Oh, probably when I buy gold. I think Bitcoin's pretty small.
Bitcoin. I get my house cleaned every week. That to me feels like a luxury.
I wish you would have asked me because that's what I was going to say.
Okay, well, now you're going to have to come up with another one. Another thing that I do that is definitely feels like a luxury but never gets old is DoorDash. We DoorDash all the time.
See, that doesn't feel like a luxury to me. That feels like I would die without it. That's a necessity.
The thing is, you wouldn't die without it. You just have to go to the grocery store more. But in our house, we are doing takeout or DoorDash every single night.
Wow, brag alert.
But that feels luxurious. And I order my groceries online.
I would almost say that's an abuse of DoorDash.
Well, how else are you going to get to know your drivers?
Dude, you don't actually know your drivers.
I know my Instacart drivers.
Oh, really?
Because oftentimes I'm ordering from one of the same two gas stations.
No, I didn't type it wrong. I do want all 24 Slim Jims.
Did you forget my torpedo? What do you spend money on that feels like a luxury? Where it's like your little secret.
My little well, I actually was going to say house cleaning, but I have an unpopular opinion about that. I don't find it to be all that convenient because it's one of those things where she comes at a certain time and it's not the most convenient time. And sometimes we're all rushing out of the house to get out of there before she shows up. So it's actually, of course, it's convenient and it's beautiful when you come home and your house is clean. It's amazing. And that was always one of the first things I said I was going to do when I make it big. But I actually like cleaning, but I don't love like cleaning the stove. So it is nice to have that. And it's nice the consistency. So that definitely feels like a luxury. Let me think of something else that I spend. You know what? One thing that I've thought about is whenever we're just gonna go out for dinner, we end up going to places that I think a lot of people save for special occasions because that's what I like. And one of my favorite things that we used to do growing up is when we would be someplace with our grandparents, and they always would want to have nice meals. Both sets of our grandparents valued that, and they liked eating well. And I always felt so fancy when we would be at a fancy restaurant. And so as an adult now who gets to make my own decisions, I just like going to nice places. I love steakhouses. I love having a food experience, and I'm happy to pay for it. And I have found that generally speaking, anytime we're going to go out, we generally end up at places that people think are special. And I've realized that when I'm there that, okay, this is something that people have got dressed up for, they've been planning for, and that definitely feels like a luxury to me. And even though it happens pretty frequently, I try to keep that in mind, that this is something that is a nice thing. And I'm grateful that I can do it.
What does your morning routine look like these days?
Well, it is very routine.
I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Yep. Brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. I remember the first time I heard someone say, have you seen, or I saw this on TikTok. I was like, excuse me, what? What? Kesha? They're like, no,
what?
TikTok.
Oh.
Because that was a song. TikTok. That was the song.
Well, yeah.
And that will always be my TikTok.
That's my TikTok.
That is my TikTok. Absolutely. And
TikTok is my president.
You talk about
Kesha's my president.
Well, that'd probably be pretty nice. But you talk about songs that define a generation. TikTok. There's one.
TikTok, but the party don't.
Well, my morning routine is extremely boring. I love that scene in The Office where Robert California asked Erin about her day, and she said, well, I woke up, and then he said, stop. He said, that is how every person since the dawn of time has started their day. You saying I woke up is a waste of your time.
That was good.
Yeah. That is a waste of your time. So that's what I think of. But I do wake up it's depending on who you ask, they'll say, wow, that's so early, or wow, that's so late. 7:15. That's when my alarm goes off. And first thing I do is I take the dogs outside. I get their breakfast. Yeah. I don't get out of bed till 5 p.m.
Dinner time.
It's dinner time. Oh, what day is it? I feed them breakfast, and then I get my stuff ready. I make a espresso for myself, and I put it. Here's a hack. And this is something, if you take one thing from this episode, let it be this. I was one of those people for years. I would, on my way to work, every single morning, I would stop at a coffee shop and pick up a black coffee, because I don't know what it is. I like drinking a black coffee out of a paper cup. And I've tried, I have all the thermoses, all the stupid stuff. I never remember to bring them home. They end up getting moldy.
Hold that thought. What do you think of when I do this? He nailed it.
There's a guy at our church growing up.
Every time I open up a can, and it's an inappropriate time to open up a can.
Like, it'd be like, everyone, please.
Hang on. Let me tell the story, and then you save your can for my sound effect. So there was a guy in our church growing up, the church that we grew up in. And if you're listening to this, if you're a regular and you went to this church, when I opened up that pop can, you knew exactly.
I thought you were going to say it was listening to this.
You know who you are. You know you're a regular.
It's like, I don't think
so.
he is, and I think he's dead.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. Well, if you went to our church growing up, you know exactly who opened up their can. It would always be at the very worst times. Did you already open up your pop?
No, I have it right here.
Okay,
relax.
Great. Your pop. Your hoppy refresher.
Did you already open up your pop can?
Oh. It would always be at the worst times. He would always bring just a soda drinker. And it would always be at the worst times. It'd be like, okay, you know, thanks for coming to church, whatever. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father.
There he goes again.
There he goes again. I know who that was.
Do what I do, which is to buy a 50 pack, or I think maybe it's a 100 pack of paper cups and lids on Amazon. Make your own coffee at home and put it in that. And I found that just really scratched the itch for me. I don't have to worry about bringing my thermos home every morning. I mean, I can't even imagine how many, probably thousands of dollars, not to mention the amount of time you save by making your own coffee at home. And for me, I'm not like a latte guy. I'm just black coffee. So it's, what am I doing stopping somewhere to get a black coffee? Like, it's literally dirty water. Just make it at home. So that's what I've been doing. So that's my morning routine. It is so incredibly lame. Oh, I forgot. I forgot I have to take all my pills in the morning. Got a lot of pills to
You're
take.
a pill guy. You're a pill guy.
I'm a pill popper. Yeah.
My morning routine is eerily similar. I wake up at 7:20.
I get another 5 minutes.
I clock an extra 5 minutes.
I bet you go to sleep later than me, though.
Probably.
You're probably up just crushing shows.
Yeah, I stay up, but I'm going to bed in the 11s pretty much every night.
Yeah, me too. Do you know what I was watching last night, but I didn't quite finish it? My Dad is the BTK Killer.
Oh, I've seen it.
You've seen? I thought it just came out yesterday.
Well, it's just a movie. It's an hour and a half.
Okay.
It didn't come out yesterday. It came out within the last week. But
I just got an email about it yesterday.
That is an interesting and the crazy thing, it's always crazy to watch these shows, and it's like, I was 25 years old when this.
Yeah, where was I when this was all happening?
Yeah.
Like, I would have heard of it. I actually was listening to there's a BTK Killer podcast that I've been listening to all weekend. And
there's definitely, I feel like there's more to the story.
There's a lot more. I was watching the documentary last night, and I'm like, whoa, they are just breezing past a lot of stuff. So that's what I would encourage. If you're into serial killers, I would highly recommend. It's kind of like, remember back in the day when movies would come out and they're like, it's not as good as the book.
Yeah, it's like, well,
yeah, but it's easier to watch a movie, more entertaining. But that's kind of how I feel now about the documentary. Is it's not as good as the podcast, but it's really not. And they do that a lot now, where there's like a really long podcast, and then they do an additional like documentary about it, which I like. I like being able to watch both or listen to it, but it definitely leaves out a lot of information. I'll finish it tonight, but that was my takeaway. So that's interesting that you thought the same thing.
Yeah, I just felt like when I was watching it, super engaging. I'm very interested in the story, but you can tell there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. And I remember, if this was like so long ago, when I was watching it, when it ended, I thought it was a series. So I was like, I can't wait for the next episode, and it's done. So,
well, you know, one thing that all of those serial killer documentaries have in common, all of the neighbors. I never would have suspected it was him. He
never
just
saw that coming.
Kept to himself. That's what they always say. So if you have a neighbor who keeps to themselves, you better make sure your doors are locked.
I am that neighbor. I very much keep to myself.
I feel like that's what my neighbors would say. But he was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him out with the dogs.
I feel like my neighbors would be like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that news.
Not with his crazy eyes. You should have seen all the DoorDashers. They would just disappear.
He got to know
the DoorDash killer.
The DoorDash killer. That's going to come out. That's going to be something where somebody orders things and the people go missing.
Well, I think maybe this is a good segue, since we're talking about the BTK killer. You were mentioning earlier some things that you listen to while you're walking or while you're driving. I would love to hear any specific shows, books, things that you'd recommend.
As far as
we're going to have to narrow this down. So you can do one entertaining one, and you can do one business one.
Okay.
And it can be anything.
Oh man. Entertaining, recent, I got to go Black Rabbit.
Okay.
Got to go Black Rabbit for entertaining within the last handful of months. That was one that when I started watching that, I was hooked. And I couldn't stop watching it.
Black Rabbit, we're only a couple episodes in. It's really good, but you can barely see it. It is so dark. Like the the subject matter is dark, but the show, what is up with so many shows now being so dark, you can barely see the TV? I just don't understand it. There have been so many times where we've been watching a show, we're trying to watch a show, and we're like, we turn off all the lights, I'm turning the brightness up. I'm like, I cannot even see these people's faces. How is that good watching? Good viewing?
I don't know what's going on with
Did
that.
you notice that at all?
I actually didn't, because the majority of my watching happened at night. So
but don't you remember Game of Thrones was in trouble for that a little bit I don't know if it was the last season or the second to last season. There was that big, huge fight that was like the entire episode was like one long war. And all of the complaints online were like, I cannot see this.
Yeah.
What happened? Who won? Like, I couldn't see a thing. I may as well have been in the pitch black as well.
Right. That's a great point. It's something we can certainly bring up to the higher ups over at Netflix and the other streaming services. Just brighten everything up a little bit. That's all.
Turn up the brightness.
That's my entertaining one.
Black Rabbit. Okay.
Black Rabbit.
Any sort of advisory that you'd like to throw out there?
I mean,
maybe don't watch it with your kids.
Yeah, it's definitely not a family friendly situation, but it's good. But it's good for those of you who liked Ozark, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Apparently, there's a new thing coming out with the creators of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul as well.
Really?
Looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's along those lines. So if you're looking for, and it's a one screen show. It's not the show that you can watch while you're also doing something else on your phone.
That's why we haven't finished it, is because we're...
Pay attention to the show, put the phone away, focus on one screen at a time, please. So that would be my caution. It's a great show. It's along the same vein of like it's dark. It's got elements of it's drama for sure. It's comedic though, because there's Jason Bateman's in it, and he's just a funny guy. Mm-hmm. I think Jude Law is so cool in that show. I just think he's so cool.
He's great, and he. What has he been in recently other than that?
I don't know.
He's been kind of quiet, right?
Yeah. Business recommendations. I gotta go with. Well, I'm gonna give one that is.
No, you can give one. You give one. Unless you want. I mean, fine, give two. I don't care.
Someone has to be the most expensive. Why not make it you? But if you're going to be the most expensive, you have to be the best.
Whoa. There's a title for you. It's a book. We've talked about it before.
It's the best book, in my opinion, business-wise. I'm also going to say, if you're looking for something that is watch forward, where you're watching it.
Oh, got it.
The Fixer.
Okay.
Enjoyable. Business focused. I wish they'd go a little deeper into the businesses, but it's on Hulu, 8 episodes. It's new.
Okay. All right.
Give me your Rex.
Okay. So I'm going to start with a business rec, and it's the same business rec that Amanda Brinkman gave, but I'm going to explain it a little bit more. So the recommendation she gave that I'm going to echo is, well, of course, Small Business Revolution, which you can catch now on YouTube, which was her show, but she recommended How I Built This, which is a podcast by Guy Raz. And the reason I'm going to recommend it is it's easy listening. The other thing too is it's for those of you who maybe don't want to feel. There were times when I would be listening to this religiously, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to feel like I'm doing everything wrong. Where I really just kind of want some confirmation. I don't want to feel challenged.
Right.
In everything I'm doing, or, if business was slow, I often didn't want to watch a lot or consume a lot of business content because I didn't want to feel bad about how things were going, or I didn't want to get stressed. So I think that's a good podcast for that, because it shares the struggles of a lot of different founders and business owners and entrepreneurs. And what I found was that as I was listening, I heard my story in their story. And it was really encouraging. It wasn't discouraging. So that's why I would recommend that. It's also, I don't even know how many hundreds of episodes there are now. So you can very easily scroll and find a business that you are interested in and listen to that one. You can be, picky and choosy because they don't build on one another. And I think the entertainment, quote unquote, that I'm going to recommend is also going to be a podcast. I'm into the BTK Killer podcast.
You're really into the BTK
I was listening
Killer.
to it in the car. I I am the BTK killer. No, I actually, it's so bad, but I love serial killer stuff. I love a heist.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
a con. I love a rise and fall. I love a cult. I love a, what else do I love? Ooh, you know what? I love a pro wrestling
Oh, yeah.
doc. Oh, there's one. That's what I'm going to recommend. This is so weird and it's so out of left field, but I loved that show Heels. It was so damn good and it was so entertaining and I bawled my eyes out.
What's that one on?
I don't even remember where I found it. I think it was on Netflix. I think it was about a year ago that I watched it. There's a couple names, Mary McCormick and the guy who, what was he in? He was in Hunger Games, I think.
Alexander Ludwig.
Ludwig, yes. So those would be like the bigger names in it. But I don't know, man. It was really good. And I think there's 3 seasons, and I think the 3rd season was shorter, maybe.
Netflix looks like it has seasons 1 and 2.
Why do they do that? I hate that they don't.
There's only 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
They're both on Netflix.
All right. Okay, good. So you can watch all the seasons. But that was just like, I was really surprised to find it. And I'm so glad that I started watching it because it was honestly so good.
Yeah, it was
I loved
really
it.
good.
I thought it was so awesome. It was really well done and super underrated. And isn't that true that all the best shows, there's only like 2 seasons of?
Yeah, they quit while they're ahead. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
So if you're not interested in serial killers, I think maybe that could be a good one for you. How would you define success?
My definition of success has for sure changed and morphed and shape shifted over time. I don't know that early on in our business, I had a clear definition of what it looked like. I always just knew it was something that we didn't have. Well, I'm not successful yet.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I figure it out.
I think right now my definition is to have the time to do the things I want to do and have the money to do the things I want to do. I don't see the benefit in overcomplicating it more than that. And within reason. I'm never going to have all the time in the world and I'm never going to have all the money in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to be able to spend time doing things that I enjoy. And I want to have enough money to do the things that I want to do.
I love the life that I have. I love my morning routine. I love being able to, get out of town from time to time. But I do think overall, like the success thing, it can change over the years. Of course, like the life that I have at this very moment isn't the life that the only thing that I aspire to do or to be, but I'm really happy with where things are at. And the definition of success to me is having a podcast.
That's right. That's absolutely right. This is as good as it gets. This is the pinnacle. This is that feeling I've been chasing for my entire life. Talking into the microphone, wearing a set of headphones. I've made it. It doesn't get better than this.
Everybody wants to be us.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
I can't wait for Devil Wears Prada 2.
That's the definition of success. Everyone wants to be us.
Everyone wants to be us. Everybody wants this. I will say, I think the Anne Hathaway's character should have continued on with that career.
Yeah.
I did not like watching her throw her phone in the fountain and being like, forget this life.
I know. I was like, what are you thinking?
What are you going to go back to your weirdo boyfriend?
Yeah.
Who sucks, by the way.
Nate is the villain of that.
He was the worst.
He was so...
Also, her friend group
the worst.
Was the worst. Watching them at dinner, like, oh, give me the phone.
I know.
It's like she just gave you a beautiful bag. She just gave this guy, that other friend, what did she give him?
I don't know. Gold Frankincense myrrh.
But it's like, you guys are the worst.
They were so bad. The friends and the boyfriend.
Oh, the boyfriend. I just bought this expensive cheese. Why don't you want to eat my grilled cheese?
Andy does not have a good support system.
Andy, that's her name.
Yeah. Andy did not have a good support system.
I was rooting. I'm still rooting for Andy. I hope she sees the light.
Well, I think here's the deal.
And gets back into the rat race.
I think she will because they're shooting in New York. And based on the videos I've seen, she's running here, there. Good. She's a girl on the go. Andy's running across the street. She's hailing cabs. She's decked out in her designer duds.
That's what I like to see.
She's a busy lady. She is a boss bitch.
Yeah, she is. I am rooting for her to get back into the game, back into the rat race, back onto that hamster wheel, and just keep spinning those legs.
You know what? Life's too short to be in journalism. You want to be in fashion, Andy.
You want to be in fashion.
Take it from me. Life's too short to be a journalist.
Everybody wants
chase
this.
fashion. Everyone wants to be us. You know what? After this episode, I don't think anyone wants to be us.
That's Nobody wants
they're
that
like,
morning
are you
routine.
kidding? Yeah, they're like, are you kidding with that morning routine? And your goals in life is just like take a trip every once in a while.
That sucks.
And have a podcast? What's wrong with you?
All that to say, Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out in theaters soon. This episode brought to you by Devil Wears Prada 2.
This episode brought to you by Runway Magazine. That's the name of it, right?
Runway. Yeah,
Runway?
I think so.
Yeah. Runway Magazine. And Andy, what was her last name?
Do I need to IMDb it?
No, you don't need to IMDb it. One thing that is funny that
let me be the judge on that.
You don't see, right? That you'll find this interesting. You don't see this a lot.
You're going to love this.
You don't see this a lot, but you do see it sometimes. People who will post podcast clips, but it's not actually a podcast.
What?
You've never seen this where someone is
I mean, I've probably seen it, but I'm not paying.
filming themselves and they're like wearing headphones and they like have a mic, but they don't have a podcast and they're just pretending to be on a podcast.
Like they're saying something as an expert in a
Yeah,
field.
and they're talking to the camera and they're like, oh yeah, this is something and here's my take and here's what you need to know about this. And it's like this
That's
person
not from anything.
doesn't even have a podcast. And sometimes I've even seen clips where the microphone's not even plugged in.
What?
And you can hear it because you can tell if someone's posting a video and they're using a real microphone or they're like just using the microphone on the phone. Yeah. Like they set it up and they're pretending to have a podcast and they're acting like they're like an expert and they're like, yeah, here's what I have to say. And
speaking on behalf of somebody who does have a podcast, let me just say,
you know what?
It ain't that great. Don't worry about it.
You barely have a podcast. Let's be honest. I have a podcast.
Kenny has a podcast and I'm the guest every single episode.
You are the guest. You acted like a guest in this episode, even though I was hoping you would ask some questions. I was like, I don't want this to feel like I'm interviewing you, but I still feel like I was interviewing you.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do about that?
Nothing. What
At this point, now that it's all recorded, there's nothing we can do about it.
I can't go back. I'm on the hunt for a podcast guest host.
Me too. I'm definitely the guy. There's I can't even remember what podcast it is, but I get shown these clips. It's a sports related podcast. And there's like a guy, just a goofball guy who's always off camera and he's always wearing a ridiculous costume. Mm-hmm. And they just like pan to him every once in a while and he'll be like, uh-oh. And he'll like respond with like a 2-word thing.
Does he have a catchphrase?
I don't go sound up a lot.
We should have a catchphrase. Let me think of a catchphrase. Oh my. That'll be my catchphrase.
That's whack.
That slaps. Or like, those are kind of like the, remember Microsoft Golf?
It's in the deep stuff. Oh, it's in the sand. Get legs.
That'll play.
We should have a catchphrase. What should it be? What are we always talking about?
That's hoppy.
Nah, I don't think they're interested in sponsoring the podcast.
Well, I've only tagged him once on Instagram. Maybe I should tag him in a video where I'm crying. I just want him. I want a sponsorship.
Do you like looking at people cry when you know they're filming themselves doing it in the car or wherever they're doing it?
That doesn't really land in my explore page.
It doesn't land in mine either.
It sounds like it bugs you a lot.
I've just seen it with people I do follow where they're like crying in the car about something or crying at home about something. And I'm sure they're going through something serious.
Well, stop looking in a mirror.
Trying to film how do I get the perfect
angle?
hate
when people cry in the mirror. Speaking of crying, are you watching Dancing with the Stars?
We just started it last night.
And so did you start from the first episode?
First episode.
Okay.
Of the most recent season. 34 seasons?
Seriously?
That's whack.
That'll play.
34 seasons is insane, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there were that many seasons.
Yeah, but Anna watches Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and apparently there are a couple of them on this one. So we started this season. So I've seen one episode.
Okay.
Why?
Just because I found that I have sometimes get emotional watching some of the people in there.
Interesting. Why? Because they're like dancing so well?
No, it's more like the backstory. You know how they show like a little bit of like the training leading up to it. So sometimes that'll get me. And there's always something when you put music in.
Yeah.
Did you know all that music is live?
No, that's interesting.
I've seen TikToks of the guy doing the music. Like he's like an amazing musician. I don't know why he doesn't have his own career, but it's amazing. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or you want to just get on with your day?
I think we can get on with it.
All right. We'll let you get on with your day too. Your time is valuable, much more valuable than ours. So thanks for joining us for this episode of Appointment Only. I think we're calling this Off the Clock.
I like it.
Off the Clock.
That's whack.
Thanks so much. This appointment is over. We will catch you for the next one.